Now I realize that every now and again, some of you women folk, you get hot, you get bothered, and every now and again you get hot and bothered. Well, what I want you to do when you get that hot and you need a little relief, I want you to call me. Don't ask no questions.
Preacher Paulie.
Yes, how are you tonight? Rita Vetta, how are you tonight, girl?
Yes, I've been tossing about this case that I'm working on.
Oh, you tossing, right?
I've been having these really strange feelings.
Strange feelings, you tossing?
Yes, and I just felt that I needed to talk to someone that I could trust.
Oh, well, then you come to the right place. Come on down the street. Now, you're tossing and you're having strange feelings and you're tossing.
You're gonna tell me who's your daddy?
My spiritual counselor, the Reverend Lennox Thomas.
The Reverend Lennox Thomas? That pot-belly, black, big-nosed, ugly-nosed preacher nigger is the daddy of our baby?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Mr. Jackson, I just need to know, can you help me? Would you please return my calls? Thank you. Is it off? I'm upset. Is it off? Is it off?
Laquita, look, Laquita, I done told, not right now, Laquita. I told you to call me on my phone, Laquita. It's not the question to be asking me right now. Call me on my phone. Don't even use that. Laquita again. On the phone. Call me. 1-800-RAINBOW.
Who will be next? I will.
Praise the Lord, we got it.
You, brother, you look mighty healthy to need healing. What can possibly be your problem? Well, my heart is troubled. My mind is weary. You're sick at heart. And your mind is troubled. Confess to the congregation, the Lord loves the truth. Amen. My wife slept with another man. Have mercy! Did you hear what he said? He said his wife has lain with another man. Now what kind of low-life dog, scoundrel, snake in the grass would lay with another man's wife? Who is this person? You the one that slept with my wife. Oh Lord, please forgive this man that has come into your church to blaspheme. His mind is filled with lunacy. Have mercy on his soul. You made love to my wife when she came over here for spiritual guidance. And all you laid on her was your Johnson.
Oh, that's a lying sin, I know.
You know, I didn't come here to preach to you today. But you know, when I look at these contestants for the Miss Black Awareness pageant, I feel good. I feel good because I know there's a God somewhere. There's a God somewhere. Turn around, ladies, for me, please. You know there's a God who sits on high and looks down low. Man cannot make it like this. Larry Flint, Hugh Hefner, they can take the picture, but they can't make it. Only God above, the Hugh Hefner on high, can make it for you. Girls, you can leave now. Thank you very much. There's a God somewhere.
Assalamu alaikum, Brother Minister.
Walaikum salam, sister.
Her name's Eva Marie. And she's 2 years old. Brother Minister, I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't do anything to be put in isolation. I believed in him. I believed in the Honorable Elijah Muhammad.
Believe in Allah.
This is Saudi. She's 2. You have Leisha. She's 3.
From their own mouths, I heard their stories of who had fathered their
The
children.
Honorable Elijah Muhammad is the father of
And
my
from their
children.
own mouths, I heard that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad had
Brother
told them
Minister,
I was
he
the
often
best.
spoke of you. He loves you, like you were his own son.
The greatest minister that he ever had, but that someday I would leave him, turn against him, and so I was dangerous.
And leave him.
The Honorable Elijah Muhammad, while praising me to my face,
And he said that about me.
was tearing me apart behind my back.
You're absolutely sure
Yes,
about
I
all
am,
that?
Brother Minister. All I want is support for my 3 children. That the Honorable Elijah Muhammad provide for them. That's all I want.
Frankly, it has been a well-known fact, though only in the form of rumor, that there has been a great deal of apprehension at my being out of the black Muslim movement on the part of the black Muslims themselves. And I had stated in a newspaper article about an effort to take my life back in January, and at that time the Muslims denied it. In fact, they tried to make it appear to my brother that I was insane. But on a program in Chicago called Hotline, this moderated by Wesley South, John Ali, the national secretary, admitted, I think it was Wednesday or Thursday, one of these days last week, that they absolutely were going to kill me.
Why are they threatening your life?
Well, primarily because they're afraid that I will tell the real reason that that I'm out of the black Muslim movement, which I never told. I kept to myself. But the real reason is that Elijah Muhammad, the head of the movement, is the father of 8 children by 6 different teenage girls, 6 different teenage girls who were his private personal secretaries. 4 of them had 1 child apiece by him. 2 of them had 2 children, and one of those 2 is pregnant right now in Los Angeles with his 3rd child. And the one who first made me aware of this was Wallace Muhammad, Mr. Muhammad's son. And it was their fear that if I remained in the black Muslim movement, and this came into the knowledge of his followers, that they would leave him and follow me. So a plan immediately was set in motion to take me down, put me out, and the statement that I allegedly made, or not that I allegedly made, I did make it, the statement that I made about Kennedy was used as a pretext to take me down. But in reality, it was because I had come to New York and told Joseph, the captain in New York, and the secretary and the minister in Boston about these children that Mr. Muhammad had. And it was that right there was the real reason for my being out of the movement.
Did you get out of the... What will you take to protect yourself from this threat?
I take no steps. I have a rifle. If anybody comes to my house without a good reason, I intend to try and use it, and that's all.
The only thing that I regret in all of this is that 2 black groups have to fight and kill each other off. Elijah Muhammad could stop the whole thing tomorrow just by raising his hand. Really, he could. He could stop the whole thing by raising his hand. But he won't. He doesn't love black people. He doesn't even love his own followers. Proof of which they're killing each other. They killed one in the Bronx. They shot another one in the Bronx. They tried to get 6 of us Sunday morning. And the pattern has developed across the country. The man has gone insane. Absolutely out of his mind. Besides, you can't be 70 years old and surround yourself by a handful of 16, 17, 18-year-old girls and keep your right mind. You can't do it.
I'm not surprised. You have a very good understanding of prophecy, of spiritual matters. I'm not surprised. I have built this nation under the divine guidance of Allah. He has brought me back from the dead to lead my people. After me, there will be no more. No more. I must plant my seed in fertile soil. It is only the fulfillment of prophecy.
Now, who else here done tasted the serpent's tongue?
Me. Yeah, he slicked me. He slicked me.
Nigga got me too. And me too. All them nights you was coming around to my house saying you was doing the work of the Lord and deceiving me.
Ladies, you are my flowers, my bosoming blossoms that are going into life to fulfill my dream. You are carrying my seed forth.
Break his face.
My faith had been shattered in a way I can never fully describe. Every second of my 12 years with Mr. Muhammad, I had been ready to lay down my life for him. The thing to me that is worse than death itself is betrayal. You see, I could conceive death, but I couldn't conceive betrayal. Not of the loyalty which I had given to the Nation of Islam and to Mr. Muhammad. During the previous 12 years, if Mr. Muhammad had committed any crime punishable by death, I would have said and tried to prove that I did it to save him. And I would have gladly gone to the electric chair in Mr. Muhammad's place.
I used to see the pimp in my neighborhood wearing a fancy hat and a coat. He thought he looked good, thinking he could rule the world with his caddy full of girls, like sheep led to the slaughter. Pressed by the law, he says there's gotta be a better way than doing the man's time. He found religion, that's what he say. He found a new way of pimping, he's gonna do it the preaching way. Pimps in the pulpit, thinking they're legit. Instead of pimping hoes, they pimp the foe. Pimping ain't easy, it's hard to quit. Instead of pimping the street, they pimp the minds of the weak. Pimping! He still wears his hats and his fancy clothes. No more pimping in the caddy, he drives a brand new Rose. One day, he's gonna have to make amends. Oops, I forgot to tell ya, his wife drives a brand new Benz. Got the sheep giving and giving to take care of his living, oppressing the rest, making sure he has the best. He's found a new way and it's still tax-free, pimping the people, pimping the minds of the weak. We got pimps in the pulpit, thinking they're legit. Instead of pimping hoes, they pimp the foe. Pimping ain't easy, no. It's hard to quit. Instead of pimping the street, they pimp the minds of the weak. They got an offering for this and an offering for that. Tell a story. Every time I turn around, the pimp's passing his hat. He gotta get it. He watches the offering plate, making sure he gets his money. Like the pimp he was on the street. If you come up empty, it ain't funny. Promises he makes, like he made to his girls. Promising everything. It's not for you, it's for his world. He say, bring the money, so let us pray. Knowing deep inside, he's found a better way. Sitting in the pulpit, thinking they're legit. Religious CEOs, they're pimping the fold. They're getting rich. We got pimps in the pulpit, thinking they're legit. Tell a story instead of pimping hoes. They pimp the foe. Pimping ain't easy. No, it's hard to quit. Instead of pimping the street, they pimp the minds of the weak. Pimps in the pulpit, thinking they're legit. Instead of pimping hoes, they pimp the foe. Pimping ain't easy. Pimping ain't easy. No, it's hard to quit. Instead of pimping the street, they pimp the minds of the weak. Whoa! Dread pimping, thinking they're legit. They say it's hard to quit. Pimping.
Here we go. I'm Joey Greco at Cheaters.
Cheaters?
And you know your wife, don't you? Good evening. Could you explain what you're doing here with this young lady?
How could y'all do this to me?
I'm just being a good neighbor.
You know what? I know she was pathetic, but I thought more of you.
Well, you know
Ben. You know I love Ben.
Well, what you doing with...
He just took me out because I was feeling bad.
Oh, that's such bull. That's such bull. Oh, please don't even insult my intelligence, because I'm 2 feet off of you, girl. Come on, don't even insult my intelligence, okay?
What if I showed you videotape of how you carry on in public?
Yeah.
Well, what are we doing?
What if I did that?
Right now?
We're just sitting at the bar.
Oh, I don't need
When
that.
is the last time you took me out for a drink? But you got time for margaritas and to be with Polish entertaining her. Oh, please.
I'm just
man,
I'm
please.
trying to be a good neighbor.
Lord have mercy.
I'm just being a good neighbor.
Man, don't you be a good neighbor, nothing.
I'm just trying to be a good neighbor. I'm just helping out.
And you.
No, you know that's not.
Oh, don't even go there. Don't even go there. You better be glad that's all I did to you.
Come on, we'll talk about it later, baby.
Don't call me baby. Get your hands off of me. Get your hands
Let me
off.
take it home. We'll come over and talk
Don't
about it.
touch me, okay? Don't touch me. I don't even want to see you.
Come on, baby.
You know what?
Come on.
No, I'm gonna get half the retirement. You ain't gonna have a pot to piss in when I get through.
Baby, come on.
No.
20 years, they just still don't understand, man.
Wait a minute. I'm not through with y'all.
No, baby.
I'm not
This
through.
is not you, baby. This is not you. Come on.
Hey, how does that? Did that cool you off? Did that margarita cool your ass off?
Come on, baby. Come on, mama. This is
You ain't.
not you, baby. Come on.
She is my friend. I don't know what's wrong with her.
What's wrong with her is she feels like you've been cheating with her husband.
Come on, baby. This is not you. Come on.
Sorry, piece of trash.
We've got you out on dates with her husband. We have you kissing in public. We have him spending the night. Can you see how that is a little confusing when you're telling me that you're not doing anything wrong and that you're her friend?
Give me, she walking. Where is she? Wait a minute. You are not getting in my car that I paid for.
If you can help shed any light.
I don't even think so.
She's supposed to be my friend.
I'm still looking for my keys. I still want my keys.
If you want a friend, you have to learn how to be a friend.
But I'm not cheating with her husband.
Come on.
Background already.
Thank you. Thank you. I got him. Thank you. Pull them rusty, lying, trashy thumbs off and thumb on home. You ain't even getting these back.
20 years? That mean anything?
Not a damn thing. You can't go anywhere without keys, dumbass. You can't go anywhere without keys.
And I was going to take you on a cruise next week.
This week on Cheaters, Danielle Williams finds her boyfriend in a secret rendezvous between workouts.
I know that's not what you hoped for. Would you like an opportunity to confront Will?
Yeah.
All right, we'll see him. We see him.
What the hell's going on?
I'm working out, man.
Doing what? Do you hear me? Will, don't. Bro, what the hell are you doing? Why in the hell are you in a tree?
Cheaters.
And here was on Thursday night where they were having a candlelight dinner. You see how he's touching her, they're kissing.
Y'all see that dog? Where they at?
Okay.
Words like all we got left. Teardrops and closed caskets. Tell me how you feeling, It took a week to go down. Recollection, see how crazy it sound. The whole town's on a mission. Adolescence, penitentiary bound. Now introducing your trigger. Since birth, I said I'm getting bigger. Just another wild ass nigga. But he was feeling for Precious. But Precious was a ghetto girl. Could be no sex without that gold Lexus. But Lil Trigger was heartbroken. He had to get his papers. Seeing visions of people smoking and niggas catching vapors. Got his man from around the corner. We call him Lil Mo. Been in so many reform schools. They had to let him go. Here's where the plot thickens. They got a plot to make a profit with their Glock spitting. They call us smart, hitting blocks with their guns blowing. Somebody's gonna die tonight. Still no one's knowing. So they kept going, catching dealers coming out their cars. Will they survive? 2 semi-automatic nines. Them niggas die. Plus nobody in the hood cries. It's like they celebrate the death and wish they could die. So peep the lesson. But wait a minute, back to Precious. She's snorting dope in the backseat of Triggs Lexus. Teardrops and closed caskets. Teardrops and closed caskets. Teardrops and closed caskets. Teardrops and closed caskets. Don't let these ghetto streets get you. Precious was the victim from a dime to a nickel. Hoping God's blessings stick with you. Picture the neighborhood kingpin who's getting bigger. Familiar face, but a man now. It's Lil Trigger. Now Lil Mo was a soldier to the fullest. Down for his homies, always the first to spit bullets. All he wanted was to be a thug. Never pictured that his truest homeboy would fall in love. Here's where it gets ya. Now Precious is pregnant. Lil Trigger is happy he wants to marry her now, not knowing he ain't today. But Precious was slow while Lil Trigger was making dope. She slipping to secret places and getting with Lil Mo. The neighborhood's buzzing. Now people are talking. Lil Trigger's getting pictures of the both of them walking hand to hand. Couldn't understand how his baby's mama could disappear with another man and his best friend. Now jealousy's dangerous, and if you don't believe me, then watch the way that this story ends, and maybe you'll see there ain't no heroes or villains, ain't no pleasure in killing, just the smoke from the caterpillar. A man with no feelings and closed caskets. Teardrops and closed caskets. While you dead and look ahead. A man with no feelings and closed caskets. Teardrops and closed caskets. That's all we got left. That's all. Now with the problems of poverty and the tricks to these tales, how many people have died? How many are little turned? Although best friends before, Lil Trigger and Mo, they in the all-out war over fame. They ain't know behind the curtains that privacy plus is already laid down. The results is the same with different names, and it turns out y'all know how it is. Same old thing in the same old town. Lil Trigger got his nose wide open off this one trick. Now he's played out. Figures Lil Mo was plotting plans will get bigger. Precious was his way to put his hands on Lil Trigger. All the while, let's look at Precious. Too dumb to see what's going down. Too doped up to ask questions. Used to be comrades, but now we blast on sight. What could be so bad? Got what we last tonight. From misdemeanors to felonies, small time to selling keys. I can't believe the shit they telling me. They open fire, 3 bodies drop, so call the cops. Precious, Lil Mo and Trig. Teardrops and closed caskets. And QD3 in this motherfucker. Teardrops and closed caskets. We dedicate this to all the fallen comrades. That's right. All the homies that didn't make it to see this day. Rest in peace. You know what I mean? I know it's hard out there. But teardrops and closed caskets. It's like that's all we got to look forward to these days. Murders, brothers dying, funerals. It's like I done ran out of suits, homie. I done ran out of tears. We gonna have to do something, y'all. We gonna have to do something. Cause I know all these mothers is tired of seeing the same thing. Rest in peace. Teardrops and closed caskets. I send this out to Geronimo and to Harvey, all the fallen comrades, all the soldiers. To the homie Booney, rest in peace, nigga. All the homies that fell. All the homies. May God bless your families.
أن الزوج لو أراد أن يستخدم الضرب في علاج زوجته يجب ألا يكون أمام الأبناء، يكون فيما بينه وبينها وبالشروط التي قلناها، أنه لا يدمي ولا يترك أثرا على الجسد.
نعم.
ويتوقع الوجه والأماكن الخطرة بالنسبة للجسد.
نعم.
بالنسبة لحدود الضرب كما قلنا لا يكون مدميا، لا يكون فيه كسر، لا يضرب الوجه. نعم. لا يترك أثرا. إذا تعدى هذا فقد تعدى حد الله عز وجل.
نعم.
وإذا وجدنا ضرر فحينئذ يجب أن يضمن ما فعل، لأنه ليست المرأة عنده سلعة.
نعم.
ويستطيع أن يفعل فيها ما يشاء، لا.
نعم.
وإذا كانت المرأة سكتت عن حقها
نعم.
فليس معنى ذلك أن الله عز وجل لا يسكت عن حقها يوم القيامة.
An afternoon conference abruptly came to an end this afternoon. With congregation members by his side, Bishop Thomas Weeks of Global Destiny Ministries is forced to leave his Duluth campus. Church members left with boxes and little else. An hour earlier, Gwinnett Sheriff's deputies rolled in to serve 2 eviction notices. Weeks explains one of the reasons.
There were some members that left because of a situation well known, of course, to Atlanta. Our congregation went from 3,000 down to 300.
Weeks is referring to what happened in March. That's when he pleaded guilty to assaulting his estranged wife, televangelist Juanita Bynum. He said he pushed Bynum outside a hotel near Hartsfield-Jackson Airport in August of last year. Weeks tells us after the couple's problems were thrown into the spotlight, church members left, and there was no way to pay all the bills.
It's difficult in terms of the emotion. For almost 3 years, I have put in 16 to 18-hour days here on this campus, traveling worldwide, building it for the kingdom.
They have been told to leave the property. We will secure the building, then inventory the property, and then they will sell up to the judgment amount.
Bishop Weeks says the economic times are also to blame. He says there weren't enough pledges coming in to stop the eviction.
We're looking forward to making the adjustment, and they're very strong, and they're looking forward to moving to a bigger and brighter day where all of our debt is paid.
And to give you some perspective on all of this, Bishop Weeks told us at one point it cost $450,000 to run this ministry a month.
What?
But even after cutting costs down to $110,000 a month, he says it still was not enough. And again, he says his church is committed to paying every penny back. Reporting live in Duluth and Gwinnett County, Rachel Kim, Channel 2 Action News.
Because I don't even feel any bitterness. I forgive my husband. And I want the world to pray for him.
What I am confident in is the justice system. And my responsibility, Tom, was to forgive him for whatever he did and allow the justice system to do what they do.
Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Because it ain't about that. It's about my destiny. That's right. That's right. I'm not crying just because I've lost or I was kicked or I was choked. It's more to it than that for me, because I know that scars heal. But I lost somebody that I love very much. I know many people go through and they say, I loved him. No, I love him. My love for Bishop Weeks, I don't think will ever die. I said this to someone yesterday. My love for him separating what I have experienced in that parking lot. I have enough love. It's so much till I think I can marry him twice. But this one is over. The first time that we had a physical altercation, it's never been to this degree. Never, you know, shoving, you know. He's never physically drew a fist back and hit me, you know, but it's been pushing and shoving. Like I said to many others, when you look at abuse, a lot of things that you go through because of the kind of culture that you've been raised in and around, you don't look at it as being the beginning stages of abuse. We don't call it abuse until it's a parking lot situation.
Bynum says she's now on a new mission to become an international advocate for domestic violence. She even plans to draw up federal legislation to toughen the punishment for domestic violence. She'll begin her crusade this weekend at a campaign party for Senator Barack Obama, held in the California home of talk show queen Oprah Winfrey.
I'm hoping that I can spend just 2 seconds, you know, if I can't really conversate with him the way I would like to, just seeing my face and knowing that this has been an issue that has been raised involving me, that he would be reminded during his political campaign to keep in mind that this is an epidemic that needs to stop. Me to say something negative about my husband, I won't. I won't. Nobody can give me enough money. Because as long as he's my husband, I won't break the covenant. I won't break the covenant. I won't break the covenant.
Thank you.
This isn't a religious issue. This is a social issue. Domestic violence has a face and a name, and it is Juanita Bynum. I'm coming to you today because I have an emergency, and that emergency is definitely connected to you. Now I'm asking you as my partners, the fee and the charge, the rest of the expenses for it is approximately $200,000. And I'm asking for an emergency seed to help me build this threshing floor. Any seed that you give, $300, $500, $1,000. But I believe that this is our season for us to become covenant-connected partners. And not just partners in prayer, but you're getting ready to have an opportunity to help me to build a place of you know, I don't wear what God has done for me. I don't consider myself, you know, as some big popular person.
And what do you say to, because you know you have your critics, those people in the spotlight like that who say that this is nothing more than you seeking to get recognition and publicity and such. How do you respond to that?
Well, I think that that's really ludicrous because the popularity that God had favored me with was already there. I, didn't need not another person to really know who I am.
Potter's House Church is right behind me. They've wrapped up service for this evening. There are a lot of people talking about this tonight. Jermaine Donnell Jakes is the stepson of Pastor T.D. Jakes. Now, that stepson is accused of exposing himself to 2 undercover Dallas police officers. Investigators say on January 3rd, about 10 o'clock at night, Jermaine Donnell Jakes was at Keys Park in West Dallas. According to police, 29-year-old Jakes went into a wooded area with several other men. Undercover officers followed him and found him touching himself. An arrest warrant affidavit indicates Jermaine Jakes walked up to the undercover officers, made eye contact with them, and continued touching himself. That's when Dallas police say they identified and arrested him.
Since there were other people in the park, there were other people jogging and walking in the park, that this person didn't care or didn't take notice that there were other people there and they might see what he was doing.
Jermaine Jakes, the stepson of Potter's House Pastor T.D. Jakes, was arrested and charged with indecent exposure and released. There is a warrant out for his arrest. Now, he has an attorney, Jermaine Jakes. That attorney is Faith Johnson. She has issued the following statement. We are aware of potential allegations involving Jermaine Jakes and are undertaking our own investigation of these allegations at this time. Again, that statement from Jermaine Jakes' attorney. Now, let me set the record here straight. He was arrested on that day, but he was released because that is typical for these types of offenses. The jails are already overcrowded, and they don't want to stick somebody in jail for an offense like this. There is a warrant out for his arrest. So at this point, police are waiting for him to turn himself in. This is typical and routine in these kinds of cases. We are live in Dallas. Emily Lopez, Fox 4 News.
Just stop playing with that, bro. You done broke the machine. Ain't no money in there anyway.
We need some money, man. Ain't nothing coming through this car wash,
Mr.
man.
Baby Williams?
What's up, pimp?
Mr. Combs, I'm an attorney at law.
Man, this, man, hold on a second. What, we hot?
I'm an attorney representing your ad value recently passed, and I'm here to advise you both that you've inherited a substantial estate.
Come on here, sit down, have a seat.
Like we say down south. Come on now. Cash money. Bad boy, baby. Yeah. Let's go. Pretty lady gon' do that dance. Pretty lady gon' do that dance. Come on, let's go. Sexy mama gon' do that dance. Sexy mama gon' do that dance. Come on, make it move for me, baby. Come on, like that, daddy. Make it jiggle for me, baby. Come on, like that, daddy. Touch it down to the floor. Come on, like that, daddy. Pick it up and let's go. Come on, like that. Yeah, I walk through the club with my Prada on. Valet took the keys 'cause the car so strong. 24's cool, mommy no too. Ballers come through the side door with their crew. I went left and Puff went right. Plus we had on all that eyes. I had a ball chick, he had one too. I had a mick on, she had one too. Hey, Birdman, hold up a second.
I'll let you part,
You see them ladies over there? Yeah. Them ladies singing that thing. Ladies sing. Yeah, I like that there. But finish what you were saying.
I bought the ball out, so he bought the ball too. It ain't nothing to a baller, man. We do what we do.
That's right.
Pimp game, wear big range. Birdman, drive a red range.
Let's go.
Pretty lady gon' do that dance. Pretty lady gon' do that dance.
Come on, let's go.
Sexy mama gon' do that dance. Sexy mama gon' do that dance.
Come on now.
Pretty lady gon' do that dance.
shame in my game with that. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I was at the time, and we went to Florida. We got invited to a Puffy party, the New Year's Eve party. Went to the party, you know.
All dudes?
Yeah. Nah, it was actually a good party. You know what I'm saying? It was on South Beach, right?
Right.
So then we go to the house, and then, you know, he invited us to the house because he wanted to go to the club afterwards, right? I was like, okay, cool. So Superhead is with me, you know what I'm saying? Karen is with me, you know what I'm saying? Whatever.
Superhead.
Yeah. So she takes me, Puffy calls me outside. He's like, hey, man, you know, that girl you know about the girl you. I was like, yeah, nigga, everybody know, but you know what I'm saying? What's happening? You know, he's like, you know, that's the devil, man. You know what I'm saying? I was like, what you mean that's the devil?
The devil got a pretty mouth.
Yeah, and I was like, what you mean that's the devil? You know, and then he was like, yeah, man, she videotaped your fingers in the booty.
That's a new
You know
movie.
what I'm saying? I was
The
like,
devil
what?
sucks penis.
Yo, what the fuck are you talking about?
Rewind. I heard a penis and a finger in her ass going, what?
She said,
so Puffy tells you that
she will videotape you with fingers in the booty. And I was like, what the fuck does that mean?
Yeah, what does that mean?
So then I go back in the house and I ask her, what the fuck are you talking about? He said you a filmer. No, I did ask him. He's just like, whatever. He went off and did his thing. And I was
he limping?
He walked away and the nail fell out his boot.
No, I'm gonna clear this shit up because I'm not gonna have my name. I ain't gonna have my name out there crazy like that.
Go ahead.
So then he say. So then she say. I told him what he told me, and she was like, oh, she started laughing like a motherfucker. I'll tell you later. So then I was like, okay, well, I'm not gonna make a big deal of it, whatever. So then then I guess he's had some prior incident with her that he don't want nobody to know about. You know what I'm saying? So we get into the truck. He said, let's go to this club. So everybody following the car. The car is fucking silent. You know what I'm saying? We get to this club, and then we walk in the back way. It's a VIP lounge. Ain't nobody in there. And then, you know, the club is going. It's all jumping. And then I'm sitting there with old girl. So then you know, he's doing his business. We go down and get a drink. You know, we sitting there vibing to the music, and then she point over the corner. It's two dudes kissing. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, the fuck is this? You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay. Then there's girls in the club too, and then she pointed another direction. It's another dude over there, like butt ass naked dancing. You know what I'm saying? We take off, man. You know what I'm saying? We leave the club directly. I didn't say peace to nobody. I didn't see nobody. Yeah, it was suspect. A lot of suspect.
The club
you
was
can chalk it up. You can chalk it up to being in Miami or whatever.
Blame it on the
I've been in a gang. I've been in a gang of clubs, man.
The club was called.
And I ain't never mistakenly stepped into a club having that kind of activity. You know what I'm saying? So there it is. So we took a cab home back to where I was.
No, it's crazy. Listen, I'm telling you, kiss this.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your boy Diddy with a bitch assness free, keeping it all the way real, special blog. I don't even do these video blogs like this. This is like a confession of a sense. Like this is like a confession of a sense. I think us as men at times, we do got some bullshit with us where we don't keep it real with our brothers or our sisters when we should keep it real. And I got a keep it real moment for y'all that y'all need to hear. Okay? This is my blog right here. Check it out. The other night, I go to the Kanye West concert. You know, I'm going there to see, you know, Kanye do his thing. I don't have any, you know, nothing but high expectations. Concert changed my life. I ain't gonna lie, I was so impressed and inspired. It was beautiful, man. And I fell in love with hip hop again. And I wanted to say thank you, Kanye, for giving me that. It's important that people know you're doing your thing. That's just from one brother to another. Sometimes we gotta say that to each other. And you gave me a gift and you're giving us all a lot of gifts. Thanks a lot, man. We appreciate it. I appreciate it. I'm just keeping it real.
I'm a photographer's dream. Count cream as my chain swing. Mac 11 for the things that the days bring. I'm after cheddar, dead and money, yeah, I chase cream. Petting leather like I'm puffing.
Made it inside the house. You did good. All right, this is what's up. You can live here. You can record here. You can be bad boy artists here. But if you want to do it, first y'all gotta walk to Queens and get me a sugar cookie. A sugar cookie, man. This is crazy. Yeah, come on, man. Bad boy. A sugar cookie, man. Look, this is not what I got in the music business to be doing. To be a sugar cookie getter, you know what I mean?
It's a good ass sugar cookie. That's official, man. Welcome to Bad Boy. It's Bad Boy, baby. Can't stop. Won't stop. Continue out to the studio. Go out there and get daddy a hit. I'm gonna take a nap. Shutting the studio down. Y'all not working like a team. I gotta shut the studio down, yo. Now, if y'all excuse me, I'm going scuba diving with Chris Tucker and Aquaman. You be cool. Giddy up. Playboy.
I ain't tripping. I put all this in my mouth for a reason. I got 100 plus. I got 15 carats. You understand? You won't see them. They big and they swole.
So when you kiss, I gotta ask, ladies. I got y'all up here. So when you kiss a girl, right?
Hey, I'm the only person he kissed.
I got y'all up here. So when you kiss a girl, right?
Hey, I'm the only person he kissed. That's how I roll. That's nobody else, man. We roll like that.
Okay, now.
Ain't no freak.
Okay,
we just roll like that. That's my son. I raised him, you heard?
I'm gonna leave that one alone.
To the end of the road. We're back in the kitchen at the end of the stove. AT looks like we at the.
No homo. I said he's so sweet, I wanna lick the rapper. So I let her lick the rapper. I said he's so sweet, I wanna lick. I said he's so sweet, I wanna lick the rapper. So I be who I be, that's me. That's Weezy F baby, and please say the motherfucking. So I be who I be, that's me. That's Weezy F baby, and please say the motherfucking. Hit me. Yeah, I love it. Right in the chest this time, T, baby. Yeah. You already know.
You don't got no security with him. Show him how he's shining in New York.
Cash money killers, nigga.
Show him how he's shining.
Like this, nigga. Cash money killers.
He
amongst the realest, nigga. Holla at your boy. Pussy.
What's good, man? What's good?
You already know what's bubbling with me. I'm on a rampage to just take care of this Birdman shit, you know what I mean?
Hey, what's going on? Hold on, whoa. No, hold on to the bus. What's going on? The job hour. What's going on, Juvie? What's going on?
Homie false claiming my hood, you know what I'm saying? It's like, first of all, you try to play me with the money. Okay, that was good. I took you to court. I played it your way. I beat you in court. I got my own deal now. Now all of a sudden you want to diminish my character and then false claim my hood and disrespect my hood. You know what I mean? So now it's like, okay, dog, we ain't even gotta shoot out. You know what I mean? We ain't gotta pull the guns out or nothing. But you know I'ma see you, so you might as well stop ducking me and just come on from under the rock and fight me. Tell them big old 6'9" security guards. You don't see me. You done see me a few inches. You don't catch me with no security guards, homie. I'm thugging. I'm up top, up bottom, west coast. I'm everywhere. I know everybody on every terrain, homie. That's the reason why you don't come out. But you already know I'ma see you, so you might as well just come from under that rock and take these 5 with me, because I'm gonna do it to you. You already know it.
Yo, 1-800-223-9797. Juvie was a fair one, and I respect that. Put the guns down. Put your knuckle game up. Yo, I got love for you for that. He taking it old school.
Yo, Juvie.
Oh, man. Damn.
Is it the same situation for you and Lil Wayne, too?
Man, I don't even look at him like that, man. I
I got a cat from the Holly Grove.
Yeah, I'm from the
I got Skip. I got Wacko. You know what I mean? I don't even look at him like that. Wayne, I look at him like a little boy. Cause look at, I mean, what kind of cat gonna go on national TV and kiss a cat that ain't his daddy and call him his daddy? You know what I mean? Oh man. I'm gonna tell y'all like this, they paint the picture wrong. And for you cats out there that think we be kissing, that's how we get along. No, we don't rock like that. I don't know what kind of picture they was trying to paint. This ain't no mafia.
Right, that was cool.
Cash Money wasn't no mafia, you know what I mean? And you definitely wasn't a mob boss or nothing like that. So I don't understand where the whole kissing situation came in at. You know what I mean? That's why I'm just here to entertain the foolishness. I'm gonna get rich on punishing Cash Money. That's my game plan. I'm gonna put y'all under so y'all better quit, man. Oh, we stopped them from kissing. Y'all ain't noticed they just stopped kissing all of a sudden?
Yeah, they stopped.
Me and Skip put a song out called A Hoe, man.
You're a hoe, you kissing a nigga.
What kind of nigga kissing another man? A hoe. Like, boy, y'all got people thinking we kiss down here, man. Hell no, nigga. We don't rock like that, man.
I heard about that shit, but I was
that shit on BET. Man, it was on 106 Punk with it.
Yeah, they sick in
it. Yeah, nigga, they did it on 106. I sat there and watched it like, oh, they verified it.
No, I'm talking about.
Switch it up.
Yeah. I'm on a pint of that oil. That sticky icky to go with it. Some of that tusk. Yeah. What you know about it? Nothing. Let me get at him. Hey. Cause this is murder, murder music. So run, run, get your gun and use it, man. And we hustle, 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 we hustle. Hey, we also hustle, 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 we hustle. Yeah. 5 keys in the freezer while you sitting on them. I used to hide them in the cupboard, had the kitchen funky. I'm a superstar hustler, all the bitches want me. But I'm just trying to get my money, keep the piglets off me. I'm in the coupe with 10 G's in the school bag. That's food cash. I got work on campus, news flash, yes. Weezy fucking baby with his rude ass.
Wannabes. Yeah, Big Snoop Dogg and this motherfucker one time. And I want to dedicate this record to you.
Still battling, man?
Oh man, fuck Lil Wayne, man. Niggas pussy, man. Yeah, it's coming from my mouth. You let your bitch come back first. I can't respect that. Yeah, this is the question I want to ask to the people. If Baby met Wayne when he was 9, Baby about 50. So he had to be damn near 40. At what age did Baby tell Wayne we gonna start kissing?
Hold on.
Wayne 12 and he 39?
Gilly, hold up, Gilly, man.
Was Wayne 15 and he 42?
He said y'all was all down
together. You molested that boy. When you think about it, Wayne, only nigga ain't left. Why? The money ain't right.
He said y'all was all down together, man. Y'all always kissing in the beginning, man.
Whoa.
Something wrong with it, man. What's going on, man?
You ain't heard no shit like that. Cut that bullshit out, man. Hey, nigga, cut that bullshit out, man. That's it. Now he trying to get
Lil Wayne said
about some shit like that. He said, who kissed? What?
He said church, everybody was kissing in the beginning. I heard that too.
Dog, I've been around, dog. I ain't never seen Juvie, Church, nobody kiss Stunner. I barely even seen Juvie speak to the bitch. You feel me? I seen BG on the porch with 25 niggas and Baby's walking around the hood with 2 cops. That's on my mother. And BG was on the porch with 25 niggas screaming, "Why, you bitch ass nigga? This our hood, Brian." Real talk. Started walking around with 2 police officers, man. I was there. Holla at me, ho, nigga. Get it cracking, nigga. I can throw it up. Cost a little money. Holla at your boy. What's up, Fifth? I can finish it off. It's gonna cost a little money.
This picture that you've been putting out, what is going on with that? Why are you doing all this?
Man, only problem I got with is bitch nigga Baby, nigga. You a hoe, nigga. Teardrops on your face and you ain't never killed a thing. Never killed a thing. You can't let your ego get too big. I heard his ego was bigger than the state of Louisiana, so.
Now wait a minute, his ego shouldn't be that big, right? Why? Because supposedly, what? You was what? What was you doing? I need to hear it from your mouth.
Stay humble. I was doing a lot of ghostwriting, putting a lot of checks.
For who?
Dwayne Carter, Ryan Williams. What we doing? Stacking figures. What they doing? Kissing niggas.
Fuck, cuz. Why these niggas know I ain't running from us, man? Ow, what's up, Lo? Huh? Crack the window. What's up with that blood shit, Lo?
You know who you are. You're going through an identity crisis. Barry wanted
What's up,
to be
cuz?
white, Marvin was dead.
Yeah.
Gladys chose a pimp. Little nigga, you fell in love with a tramp. Not the bad.
Who like dropping here?
Half of a gangster started with something. You spoke up when you said shut up. With them $11 words coming out of your $2 mouth. About a multi-million
Post grip, nigga.
the protein and gingivitis from your lips. Little boy, you don't respect nothing.
we do it.
You better
They trying to get the hell up out. We doing it one more time. Call it right now.
Stars with no stripes in the zebra and the Siberian tiger. While you kiss that man that never fucked your mama. Call this is the
baby,
sickest shit I ever saw. What part of the game is that? You can't make a trip a champ, even if you put her on the stage. She still wouldn't be worth a crying diamond. Nigga hard screaming walk. When it comes to this game, little nigga, you're totally out of order. I said it don't matter what you say or what you're doing. Whatever your G-file may be. If it comes out that you's a homosexual, that you're snitching, you can rob the army, jack the navy, handcuff the police. Your G-file is expunged.
Hey, Slim, the nigga who run.
Ain't that a beat? I must be losing my mind. Cocaine's a hell of a drug. You mad at you grown men doing this? Cocaine's a hell of a drug. Ain't that a beat?
Albert has been a Crip since age 12. He's one of the first generations of the Los Angeles-based gang, a group known as the original baby gangsters. His seniority puts him near the top of the Crips' national hierarchy. Here in Lebanon, he runs a criminal syndicate of roughly 50 men.
I want the Mavericks tonight, man. Tell you, I got you. I got you, man.
They compete with a dozen other gangs to financially exploit the inmates. The Crips' rackets include extortion, gambling, and drugs.
Because that's the life of a convict. You gotta survive in this institution and basically survive when you're not free is by all means. Any and everybody that ain't your friend is your enemy. You got to eat.
The gang leader is constantly on the lookout for new inmates. They offer Albert an easy opportunity for extortion. The Crip reveals his technique for shaking them down.
A guy comes in, I'll take him. When they call chow, I'll go down into a cell, ask him, homie, you going to chow? He's like, yeah, cuz I'm going to chow. And I walk the child with him, let him know I'm there.
After offering friendship and protection, then he turns the screws. Albert will take the inmate into a cell or empty stairwell and demand payment. Money, gifts, or service. If he refuses, it gets ugly.
I say it with aggression, with my face expression, and basically I go in with no shirt on and my gloves in my pocket so he'll see him. If you know he's soft, slapping or just grabbing by his throat, choking for a good 10, 12 seconds, and he'll come around.
Many new inmates don't realize they're prey until it's too late.
Yo, this one here's for all my dogs locked down in the pen. My cousin Snoop, Big Mane, Bruce Peterson, Strawberry, Sam Wu, Lil Missy. What y'all thought I forgot about y'all or something? Gorilla Records is in full of busy. It's going down for the new millennium, baby. Y'all better tell them boys in there who I am, man. You know me.
There are 2 million Americans behind bars. 1 in 5 will be sexually assaulted while incarcerated. The victims tend to be newcomers, non-violent drug users who have doubled the prison population over the past 10 years. In prison, if you're turned out, you've been sodomized, tossed to the vultures, marked as a punk, forced into enslavement, or made a prison wife. You can be turned out through brute force, or they get you with threats and their con games. In the South, roughly 85% of the prison population is black. 15% white. Most of the victims tend to be white. Mindy started as a prison boy.
The game is, in the penitentiary, a set of rules dealing with homosexual activity. You know, you got what you call boys and sissies. Then you got your man.
Your man, the penitentiary daddy, the sissy, the reigning queens, the boys, punks, turnout errand runners.
I was looked at to be turned out, you know, what they call fresh meat. I've had knives pulled on me. I've been told that I'd be on TV, you know. My folks would see me on TV, dead, you know, murdered in Limestone Penitentiary.
Limestone is the largest lockup in the nation's poorest prison system.
98% of the inmate population is dirt poor. So there's no such thing as pleasures in prison. Sure, I might be able to eat me a hamburger once a week if I know the right people. But that's nothing. That's nothing compared to sleeping up under air conditioning. There's nothing compared to watching the NBA Finals on a widescreen TV. This is a world within a world. You got everything under the sun here. You got homosexuality, run rampant. You've got gambling. You've got gangs. You got everything.
See, now is my name. I'm dipping hoes in my game. A place called Mobile, Alabama is the state that I claim. Where the niggas back still in the whole.
Junk food and toiletries from the commissary serve as legal tender in prison. Cash money is illegal, and any item not purchased from the prison store is contraband. So bags of instant coffee and candy are the money in the underground economy.
They make them kill misdemeanor. I ran out of cash. It's like he living in my bank account steadily rising.
The old rules that govern exactly how business is transacted in the penitentiary are as precise as NASDAQ.
The hustling party is because people don't have any money. This is how the game works. I ain't got no means of money. I got a box full of candy back there. Cookies, Zuzus, and Wham Whams is what they call it. I'm gonna loan it to another inmate. I'll let you get a pack of cookies for 2 packs back next week. If a man borrows too much stuff, it gets too far in debt. Either you fight for it and let him know I'm not gonna pay you, so me and you just gonna have to whoop each other's ass and we're gonna go to lockup, or we're gonna go back here and fuck, just ever how you wanna do it. That's the way it works. On the count of 10 suits, got him that way. Because 10 suits, if you can't pay it this week, it's gonna cost you 20 suits next week. And the week after that, it's gonna be 40 suits. So sooner or later, the man's gonna step to you and tell you, hey, I'm tired of your shit.
Mindy was preyed upon by convicts who used the boo game. The boo game consists of terror tactics and loan sharking to turn a guy out.
One of the first things they're going to throw up is the stuff they've given you. You know, you owe them for that. And then they kind of put the boo down with it, the boo game. And to where you owe them that plus interest, you know. They try to get you in a bind.
Race, gang membership, smarts, black market profits all determine who's on top. Mark Moore, serving 20 for a gang shooting, was feared and respected at Limestone Correctional. Mark would become Mindy's man.
Mindy, that's his nickname. I gave him that nickname all. He was my baby. I was comfortable with him. In prison, your boys or your sisters, that's like your wife or your woman on the street. On the streets, green money will get you whatever. In prison, the more coffee you have, the more cigarettes and bullshit you have, it gets you what you want.
Gorilla Records is in full of busy. It's going down for the new millennium, baby. Y'all better tell them boys in there who I am, man. You know me, you don't.
Mark was notorious. He thrived in Limestone's Wild West atmosphere.
Back in the day, getting drunk and shit, budding niggas to let them know I wasn't no punk and shit. You know me. I put the stove on niggas, I load on niggas. Cannons and Jaguars, getting drove on niggas. You know me. I got more candy on my ride and Reese's Pieces. Iceberg with creases to master ISO, master ISO. You know, I told this freak I got a buffet at my suite. She said, for real? I say, I promise all the meat you can eat. You know me. My enemies, my family gonna get fed. Bread and water ain't enough. We want some bacon and eggs. You know me. I put a hit out of my friend by my ears. They become that reincarnated. I'ma kill him again. You know me.
As far as me being ashamed or having a complex about it, I don't. Because I'm a strong believer, if you got to be ashamed of something that you do, you shouldn't do it.
This society away from society mirrors the actual society out there. We have religion, we have schools, we have drugs, we have sex, we have all types of vices. And I tell you, I wouldn't want to work in a prison that didn't have some vices in it. And sometimes those things keep them busy. That keeps them out of our hair. Now, there again, I don't condone it. And if we catch them, we'll punish them. But I know it goes on, and it probably does have some element of helping us keep control.
The more shit, you know, like coffee and cigarettes and things like of that nature that I got, the more I wanted. The more boys that I picked up, the more I wanted. It was like it became a challenge to see a pretty little young boy come in and everybody shooting at him, everybody trying to get him, everybody trying to pull him in. So it became a challenge. It made my dick hard to chase him, to see if I could get him before anyone else.
I met Mark on the chain gang. I would say it was in '98. I wouldn't talk to him for the first couple of days because I was too scared. But then after that, I kind of loosened up a little bit and I got high with him. He was running a store, and I had a person I was looking out for as far as loaning him stuff. So I'd go to Mark and get stuff and loan it out for a money order or whatever, and just pay Mark off. So that's how we got acquainted, was just through business.
He came to me, Mindy came to me and requested to be with me, you know what I'm saying? Which was rather strange because this was like the first guy that ever pulled up on me and said, hey man, can I be with you? You know, so it was rather shocking.
So we ended up doing a business transaction on some money, and he asked me if I would do something for him. And I told him yeah. Of course, at the time I said that, I didn't have that in mind, but that's what it ended up being.
Okay, fine. Go ahead, take me in, hero. I've got every judge in town in my pocket. You'll see. I'll get justice, the best best that money can buy.
Let me ask y'all a question. When you look at my brothers, what's your first impression? Does the sight of us leave you guessing, or do you understand the stressing, the aggression, the look of no hope on my niggas' faces, like the Lord overlooked us when he handed down his graces? You see, embraces fall short on the numb tips of street entrepreneurial fingers, stuck in the walls of the project halls where the coke smell still lingers. External blingers is all we can be, because on the inside we've been given nothing to shine on. And the gig is harder to get than coke, so niggas get their grind on, because the TV tells us, aim high, nigga, make all goals lateral. But that takes paper that we don't have, so niggas put their souls up as collateral now. Some niggas reclaim them, some blame them, make an excuse to sell them. But when a nigga goes from not doing to doing, what can you tell him? Not to be a nigga? Shit, I got to be a nigga, that's how I pay the bills, and I'ma do that whether I got to sling this coke or exploit these rhyme skills. See, America makes you an opportunist, and at the same time they institutionalize you. So the fact that niggas get these big record deals, big money, and then go to jail shouldn't surprise you. That's what lies do. And most of these guys do have raw talent, just infantile education. So the business feeds them all the weed and ecstasy and a little bit of paper to provide some pacification from all the bullshit frustration they serve you. Meanwhile, they corrupt your perception of what the real is. See, they taken all our businessmen and made them drug dealers. Took all our messengers, made them rappers just flapping their jaws, afraid to admit their treason. Took all our soldiers for the cause, made them killers for no reason and being fucked up. Well, that's in this season, so if you're negative, you're positive, and if you're positive, you're called a hater. But I maintain control of my soul because I know it gets greater later. And I told y'all the last show, I'm no hater, I just know what the truth is. I've been intertwined in this pudding for a year now, so I know where the proof is. It lies in these midtown Manhattan skyscrapers where former hustlers sign papers and do fucked up capers by 16 infamous stars at a time. Got them chopping and bagging and serving that shit to niggas 16 bars at a time, and the crime is undetectable by the feds because in the heads of our kids is where the track is. And music shoots straight to the soul. Is so potent, so it's much more addictive than crack is. Now, the high is just an illusion, lies and confusion, but just for that rush, just wants these young bucks to go through it. So in essence, they're still flooding our streets with thugs, drugs, and killing. They just using these record labels to do it. Taking our heartfelt demos, putting us in limos, trying to fuck up our direction. And most niggas is trained to chase money and pussy, so we fall victim to our own erection. Convincing ourselves that we're on our way somewhere where we're not going, but ignorance is bliss, and niggas love this, so niggas take pride in not knowing. We not growing. Nigga, I don't give a fuck how slick you flowing if you ain't showing these kids nothing or adding nothing positive to the earth. See, I've been destined to touch this world since the day I was born. To be honest, fuck a deal. God gives me what I'm worth.
I got ice in my veins, blood in my eyes, hate in my heart, love in my mind. I seen nights full of pain.
First, all of us in here, young brothers and sisters, we are all students. I'm a student, and I'm not quite as young as you, but every day I study. Because there's too much that God has put out here to learn for me to think that because I'm an elder that my days of study are over. If it is God's will, I will die pursuing knowledge. That is what sets you apart from the lower forms of life. Is that the human has the ability to acquire knowledge and to act on the principle of that knowledge to secure benefit for himself, his family, and others. Now, executive decision. That's a judgment made at the highest level. And it is concerning a person or groups of people or a branch of government empowered and required to administer law or policy. Now, if Pharaoh yesterday said, "Come, let's deal wisely with them," and America today has said the same, "Let's deal wisely with these blacks because they are multiplying and becoming a problem for us." So an executive decision has been made. Now I'm going to open up the decisions. From the highest level of the U.S. government to destroy you, black men in particular, black people in general. Now I have to submit to any preachers that are present. This is the kind of message that you have to give to our people, that they may be aware of what's happening so that we can escape the wicked plans of our enemies. And that is why you see on churches, Jesus saves. But if you don't get the knowledge, ain't no way that anybody can save this people without transferring necessary, requisite knowledge. An executive decision. Now, let's take a brief look at what's happening to our young men. And you know, it must be very troubling to young women that understand that in order for them to be happy and fulfilled as a woman, there has to be a man in your life. Well, today they're trying to alter the natural course of things by putting another woman in your life. But if we follow the natural way of God, a man should be put into your life that will complement what God has given to you to give to him, and what God has put within him to give to you. But there's an article that I want to quote from that says there's no longer a need for dire predictions, hand-wringing, or apprehension about losing a generation of black boys. It's too late. We've already lost 2 generations of young black men since the 60s, since the death of Martin Luther King and Malcolm X and the departure of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. We have lost 2 generations, and we're about to lose the 3rd. Now you all, you young men, you're different than your parents. There's no question. And there's a great fear of what they see in you. It says, in education, in employment, in economics, in incarceration, in health and housing and parenting, we've lost 2 generations of young black men. The question that remains is, will we lose the next 2 or 3 generations, or possibly every generation of black boys hereafter, to the streets, to negative media, to what is called gangs, to drugs, to poor education, to unemployment, to father absence, to crime, violence, and death. I submit to the writer of such an article, it won't get to 3 more generations, because the intent is to kill us all off within this century. Now, I'm going to prove my point. And the reason I'm going where I'm going, and I'm bringing the government of the United States to the witness stand, is that if you see what a powerful United States government with the wise of this government is doing to kill off an entire people, then you got to know that if we make it, it'll be God that saves us and gets us through this, because none of our leaders are capable. None of them. Now, check out these statistics. Most young black men in the United States don't graduate from high school. Only 35% of black male students graduated from high school in Chicago, and only 26% graduated in New York City, according to a 2006 report by the Schott Foundation for Public Education. Only a few black young men finish high school, and only a few who finish high school actually attend college. And of those few black boys who enter college, nationally, only 22% of them finish college. Now, what does that say for you young sisters that are going to college, getting an education, when the black male, who is your natural counterpart, has nothing to do with high school or college, which means he has no job, which means then he's being herded into a life of crime or the armed forces. In either case, you have no security in a young black man if this trend continues. Young black male students have the worst grades, the lowest test scores, the highest dropout rates of all students in the country. When these young black men don't succeed in school, they're much more likely to succeed in the nation's criminal justice system. And they're more likely to end up in the penitentiary. It was discovered recently that even when a young black male graduates from a U.S. college, there's a good chance that he's from Africa, the Caribbean, or Europe, but not from the United States. See, this is not an accident. That's what I want to tell you. I want you to see this. These young black men are not involved in shooting and drugging and killing as an accident. This has been socially engineered. I'm going to get to that in a minute. Black men in prison in America have become as American as apple pie. There are more black young men in prisons and jails in the United States, about 1.1 million, than there are black men incarcerated in the rest of the world. Let me give you an idea of population so you could see how drastic these figures are. We are, just say, 40 million in America. Do you know people of color around the earth outnumber white people 11 to 1? 4 billion 400 or 800 million outside of America, and there's more young black people in America in jail than all black people all over the world combined. Incarceration. Somebody is working. We intend to expose them today. Look, this criminalization process starts in elementary schools, with black male children as young as 6 and 7 years old being arrested in staggering numbers, according to a 2005 report. It's called Education on Lockdown. The rest of the world is watching and following the lead of America. Other countries, including England, Canada, Jamaica, Brazil, and South Africa, are adopting American social policies that encourage the incarceration and destruction of young black men. This is leading to a worldwide catastrophe, but still there is no adequate response from the American community. Worst of all is the passivity, the neglect, and the disengagement of the black community concerning the future of our black children. We do little while the future lives of black boys are being destroyed in record numbers. And guess what? The schools that black boys attend prepare them with skills that are short-term, meaning skills that will make them obsolete before they even graduate. So they're giving you something that even when you graduate, you can't use it. I was in Atlanta 2-3 weeks ago, and I spoke at Clark College on the Atlanta campus, and I was shocked that that beautiful university campus is a plantation. You send your children there, you mothers work hard, put together what you can, or you children borrow money to go to school, to end up with an education that you can't use. And the college presidents are not preparing young black men and women to do something that is constructive in creating jobs, rather than coming out of college begging the white man to give you a job instead of training you to make a job for yourself. In a strange and perverse way, the black community itself has started to wage a kind of war against young black men. And the black community itself has been engaged as a part of this destructive destructive process of killing off our beautiful young black men. Who are young black women going to marry? Who is going to build and maintain the economies of black communities? Who is going to anchor strong families in the black community? Who will young black boys emulate as they grow into men? Where is the outrage in the black community at the destruction of its young black men? Where are the plans and the supportive actions to change this? And the article ends, is this the beginning of the end of black people in America? That's a very good question. Now, the list of those who have failed young black men starts with the government. It starts with foundations, schools, media, black churches, black leaders, and even our parents. In fact, parents today are afraid of their children. Parents today don't know how to handle what they see in the young boys and the young girls that they've brought into the world. It's difficult for me to tell black children stay in school. I know what they're being fed. And I know that to tell them to stay there is like asking them to go to a restaurant where they're feeding dead cats, rats, and dogs on the menu and asking my children to patronize that kind of restaurant. What they're being fed is actually garbage. Garbage. And if I had the time, I'd take it from the kindergarten and tear it to pieces to show you, all of you who teach, if you're going to teach this garbage that you have been taught to these young people, your days of teaching are finished unless you get higher qualifications. So don't tell me nothing about your degree. I know what you got. And the result of what you got is the condition that we're looking at. Now, this is a conspiracy that blows the mind of sane people. And I suspect that all of us in here are sane. It's unthinkable that somebody would plan to kill an entire people. See, you couldn't think like that. But don't you think that others don't think like that? Now I'm going to take you right back to the Bible for a minute. Do you believe that there is a God? You do? Yeah, I mean, this magnificent thing called creation didn't just pop up. There's a creator behind it. Well, if there's a God, is there a devil? And if in the book of Psalms it says, ye are all God's children of the Most High God, well, are there group of devils that are the children of the Most High Satan? See, if when the seventh angel sounds his trumpet, the mystery of God will be finished according to the book of Revelations, then the revelation of one is the revelation of the other. Because if the mystery of God is finished, then the mystery of Satan and his devils is also finished.